Going on, guys? As promised, they are back and we are here to do a quick unboxing. Now these are the same comic books that I sent off in my last video. If you haven't seen that one, go ahead and check it out. It kind of did a pre-review of the books and also went through and kind of set them up and what my expectations were for sending these off to CGC. So it has been, I'd say about over a month now since I made that video and sent those books off, but now they are back. So we're gonna go ahead and just jump right into it. Stop wasting time. Now for this particular batch, I sent off about the normal amount of books. In this case, I sent off a couple that I felt were going to be 9/8, but I was able to get my grades beforehand, and unfortunately I didn't get all 9/8, but it did take a little while to get these books back. So at first, that kind of had me a little worried, but again, we're dealing with CGC grading, so no damage whatsoever. And books look healthy. So that's out. That's out. Let's go ahead and get the first one in. Witchblade, #1. Now, if you haven't read the storyline, it is a pretty fantastic read. So this is a J. Scott Campbell cover in a 9.8. This one was the 1 in 50 variant, if I recall correctly. So again, looking pretty sweet. Now the thing I'm going to be looking at right now is that spine, especially when it comes to that recent controversy about them grading books, slabbing them, and all of a sudden you get this kind of banana effect where you get a big bend in your spine. But this one looks fine. Awesome. On to the next one. Okay, before I get started on this one, like out of the entire batch of books that I sent off, I only wanted 2 to exceedingly come back as 9/8 or even higher. Unfortunately, this book was one of them. It didn't get the 9/8 that I wanted. It instead came back as a 9/6, but that is the Joshua Middleton version of Batgirl 23. I mean, such a fantastic cover. In fact, what I was trying to do is have it match up to that one because I do have a Batgirl statue up there, and I thought, oh, it'd be fantastic to have those both on display and kind of accentuating that statue. But just, I mean, come on, look at that cover. And then here's the back. So again, came back as a 9/6. It's unfortunate, but still, this is one of those books that's going to go into my personal collection, so I guess I can't really complain, can I? Let's put these back in the sleeves before I start messing them up. And the reason why I'm kind of talking a little bit lighter is because we do have a newborn baby in the other room. She is a week old and a couple of days, so trying to get her to stay asleep has been a real pain. I don't know if you can kind of tell it in my face that I'm like super tired, but yeah. Okay, this one was a bit of a surprise because I ordered it right from the manufacturing publisher. This is again a Witchblade book, but this is one that was done by Jamie Tyndall. So again, I pulled that one right from the website, didn't even open up the book, didn't touch it or anything. I sent it off, and I was kind of hoping for a 9/8, but you know, that kind of speaks to the fact that you don't know what you're going to get, especially when it comes to them handling your books. I mean, you never know if they're going to be able to damage it. This thing was pristine, but all of a sudden I hear that it has a bend. In fact, you can kind of see it right there in that top corner. I did look at the comments for this book, but yeah, it's just unfortunate. I don't know if that's CGC mishandling the books. I don't know if that's something from the manufacturer. Obviously, it's too late to complain, but 9/6 is a 9/6. Could be worse. All right. If you haven't determined, I am a huge J. Scott Campbell fan. So here's your Spider-Gwen, the Ghost Spider, #1. Campbell art exclusive. And that one came back in a 9.8. Here's that backside. Just a overall gorgeous looking book. Wow. Okay, next up. Now this one was almost at the top of my list when when J. Scott Campbell released this book, especially on his website. I immediately went to the website to try and purchase one, whether it was signed or unsigned, but unfortunately they sold out very quickly, so I had to get this one from a third-party vendor, but finally I did. This is the Ultimate Spider-Man #4, J. Scott Campbell virgin cover. Man, look how fantastic that looks. So I have the Amazing Spider-Man 601, 602, 606. Those are all currently in my collection, not up on display, but I can certainly say that this 9.8 will be going into that collection. Or I might put it up for sale to try and see if I can parlay some of those funds into another big book that I'm trying to acquire. I just put a down payment on a Fantastic 448, graded at a 7.5, so hopefully I can get that one into my collection here in the near future. Now these last two books I submitted just because I absolutely love the art. So we've got Action Comics 1057 with Supergirl on the front, just looking gorgeous. This is a Rafa Sandoval and Matthew Clark cover. Eastside Comics Edition A. Or I'm sorry, my mistake. They did the art. This is a Will Jack cover. And there's the backside. Look how clean that is. All right. And last but not least, and personally one of my favorite covers, it just kind of talked to me and said, hey, if you're gonna pick me up, you need to get me graded. And that's what I did, and that thing came back as a 9.8, Power Girl #5. Again, this is a Will Jack exclusive. But look how fantastic that looks. Power Girl. Such a clean back. All right, well, that's it for the 7 books I sent off. Unfortunately, they didn't come back as all 9/8, but what are you gonna do, right? You live and learn. But if you liked this video, if you enjoyed it, please give me a like. Throw me a subscribe. I do plan on sending more books off in the near future. If you have any questions as far as what that process looks like or how to go about grading books yourself, setting up an account, just let me know. I'd be happy to help out. Peace.